Ocean, best friends, mythical creatures, the gentle ocean sway. But magic and mayhem frolic each day, a duo made for creating. Imagination has its own genre, characters of myth and story, looking for laughs, not glory. A secret costumes hide our true identities to be disguised. Fantasy and real creatures blend together to design a whole new deal, an inclusive place for all to mesh and have a ball.
Hello. So I wanted to try recording my art, since I know I told you guys that I really like doing art, and I think I've shared some of my art pieces with you. I just wanted to see how it would work, try it out, so here I am. Right now this is at 2x speed. I thought it would be a little bit better than watching it in regular speed, because, yeah. That makes sense. So right now I am drawing a person. Yep, that's what that is. That is a head. Who I'm drawing, she's an original character. Her name is Selena, and she's like a unicorn lady. Obviously you don't see that right now, but once you get a little bit further, you'll obviously see. So, in case you're wondering, the two things that are not, that are in my, that you can see, the one to the left, that like black thing, that is my tripod to record on. I'll probably mess around with that a little bit to try and get different like angles and shots, because it's kind of obnoxious being like right there, but it wasn't too bad to record with. I usually do actually draw in a slant, so I could probably use that to my advantage a little bit. Oh look, there's the horn. And then the other thing is my mouse. I don't know why it was on my desk while I was drawing. I wasn't using it, nor was my Chromebook on my desk. It was anywhere but. Just in case you guys were wondering, I just felt the need to share that. So, obviously you can see I have drawn the head and the horn, and that is her hair. I know she has very much hair. That's not proper English. She does have a lot of hair, but that's kind of how I envision her. She has a very high, like, ponytail, and it's a very specific shade of pink. So I wanted to incorporate that and make sure that I drew it true to my image of her, like what I had in my brain. That was me figuring out if her head looked straight, because I think I drew it a little bit crooked, but that's okay. When I was drawing her outfit, I had a lot less of a clear vision of what I wanted to do for her outfit, but I wanted her to look very, like, motherly. I wanted her to look like the kind of person that, like, the kind of person that you look at and be like, oh yeah, she's definitely the type of person who, you know, like, I don't know how to describe her, but she's very, I don't want to, like, stereotype and say, because I know not all women are motherly, but I feel like she's definitely the type. But after consulting Nessie, that is my friend, if you guys have forgotten, she said a dress, and I said, that's very helpful, because I asked her what she thought for the outfit, and she goes, a dress, and I'm like, that's helpful, right, but what dress should I draw? Sometimes I don't think she understands the whole question, and whenever I draw women, I always have to, like, you can see I'm doing it now, I have to, like, fix the arms, because when I draw them, I just draw the basic shape, And then obviously I go back as I do the outfit, because depending on what outfit you're wearing, obviously the arms are going to look different. If you do a tighter outfit, or, you know, so I always have to go back, because you can see right now I'm trying to make the shape of the bust. So I have to, like, go back and fix her arms, because obviously, like, your arms aren't out from your boobs. That's not how that works. So I had to go back and fix that. And that that ruler's crooked. That's very crooked. That's a little bit better. And I don't always use a ruler for the arms, but I think her arms were giving me a little bit of trouble, because for some reason they just did not look even. I do that a lot. I draw arms and they don't look even. And I can see I'm erasing the top, because I've gotten that upper shape. And then I'm just going back and refining the lines, obviously. And I did draw her with a cloak, because I thought she would look good with a cloak. Thing behind her, yeah, that's the hood. That's how I draw hoods. And also, you'll notice later, I don't draw faces. And I don't know why, but, like, in the way I draw it, it doesn't look weird. It's kind of just my style. I don't really, like, draw the faces of people, though I mainly draw people. I don't like drawing faces. The faces aren't important. At first, I was a little skeptical about that flower that I was using for, like, the clasp, or if you maybe, like, you can say, like, a brooch on the clasp, however you want to say it. But I actually kind of wound up really liking it. She's an earthly figure, so, you know, she's a lot of pinks and greens. So, ooh, there's my head. And oh, I gotta go back and fix that. All the little tweaking. There were so many times I had to, like, lean back and look at it and be like, that doesn't look even, that doesn't look right. Because it's odd, because obviously I've never really recorded, it's the belt. Yeah, that's gonna give me trouble later, you'll see. I've never recorded like this before. I've recorded with my tripod I got for Christmas. Thank you to my uncle and my aunt. I got it and I've recorded it using, I've been using it to record since Christmas, but it's definitely not the same recording on the table while you're drawing to when I'm standing in front of where I record, which happens to be my closet. Oh yeah, I had to pause and reference that, like, how I literally grabbed my sweatshirts and I was tying them to see what the shape would look like when it was tied. I think I got the general gist of it, but later I feel like some of the detail was definitely lost, which kind of annoyed me. But I feel like in the end, overall, it came out pretty okay. Oh, there I am racing the whole thing. I don't remember that, actually. I don't think it would have mattered, honestly. But listen, I'm doing my best here. I absolutely love drawing outfits and character designs, and I have done quite a lot of it for my stories that I write. And if you'll notice, the page is split right down the middle. So I am going to draw another person next to her. It's going to be her, I think, her youngest brother. Because there is 6 of them in, 6 of them in total, including her. And whenever I do character designs, I usually do 2 next to each other. When I did that, I did originally try to do right, in my opinion, so I went back and made when I used the ruler in the beginning to make the straight line down the middle. Usually I'll fold the paper, but in this case I was working in a sketchbook, and I hadn't taken the paper out of that sketchbook, so obviously I couldn't fold it. It would have been weird. And I mourned the time that I spent on this belt, because this belt, Oh, sorry about that time jump there. I took the videos and I put it in 2 times speed, and then I had to clip them together. So, obviously I'm erasing some of the lines. I always like doing a bold outline. I don't really do shading when I do, like personal art. So, that belt. I'm sorry, I'm going to keep talking about the belt. And I am kind of mad that I went back over that thin outline that I did. I feel like the outlines would have looked so much better if I kept it. But I went back and did it with the Sharpie, ironically, that's laying on the other side of my sketchbook. It's mocking me. And I'm kind of, because whenever I do characters, I have to kind of like look at them and see what type of outline I want to do. And you'll see it looks kind of red, but it's kind of like a pinkish color, but it looks kind of red here. That has like my pencils and the markers that I use for outlining. So I keep all of it in there. So if I do more drawing videos, you'll probably see it quite often, because I keep because I have a huge thing of Sharpies. And there I go with the darker color, I feel like it looks okay. It doesn't look awful. I'm not saying it's terrible. I just definitely think I should have done... I also hate that I went and did, like, the way I did it. I also messed up her hair. I went back and fixed that later, thankfully. A little bit of white paint goes a long way. I think the darker outline looks okay. I just think... And sometimes it's why the thinner outline is harder to do, but I definitely feel like I should have. But like as I was saying, for the Sharpies, I have a bin because I color in Sharpie. I love markers. I feel like her cloak, I didn't do as great of a job when I was making later on when I was making it, how do I describe it? Making it look not flat, but like lined, like designed almost. I feel like, but my cat was on my lap, so you'll see that later. She kind of pops in a couple times. But I keep what I'm currently using in that container, so like I said, you'll probably see that a lot. And I'm kind of annoyed I went back over those thin outlines, but like I said, I think it came out alright in the end. Oh wow, I can barely see that. Oh, I guess if you get closer, you can see it a little bit better. The clasp. Obviously, just going back and touching up some of those lines that I messed up because I used a thicker Sharpie. Which sometimes a thicker Sharpie looks okay, but in this case, it just really didn't. And that belt. So, I'll tell you what happened with the belt. I was trying to draw a rope belt, because that's what I imagined the belt would look like. So it was kind of like a tied rope belt. But the issue was I guess I didn't really do great when I was sketching it, and as I was going in with the Sharpie, I was either messing up my lines, or I wasn't outlining it, or it didn't look how it was supposed to, and it got very wonky. And like this one, as you see, I'm doing deviate away from the line that I did originally so much that it doesn't really look like it should. It kind of looks like it's going out, which, I mean, I guess rope can do that, but not like that. Thankfully, I was able to go back, and I mean, it didn't look perfect, but I think it looked better when I went back and fixed it later. So yeah, I just did the whole thing in Sharpie. Not my wisest decision. I think I should have left it, and I could have gone back. But oh wait, no, I tried to outline it first to see if I could fix it, because I was trying to make like little rounded lines so it looked like it was like a rope. And it did look okay, but like I said, that first, like, dangling piece that I drew, the lines were so wonky that even going back with a thicker outline did not fix it. So I tried to fix it a couple times. You'll see like that one. It turned out kind of plump. There's nothing wrong with being plump. That sounded weird the way I said it. You know what I mean. But that part just came out a little wonky. Oh yeah, that was me making sure it wasn't bleeding through the paper. For some reason it only hit me then that it might have bled through the paper. But I sometimes you don't think about things. Oh yeah, if you ever see me like touch it and like check my finger, I'm checking obviously to make sure that it's dried, because I'm sure if you are also an artist, or if you enjoy doing art, smearing is a thing. Oh, and there I'm going in with the pink. I love this pink for her hair. It had to be a very specific pink, and I did do all of the, I guess it's called swatching outside of the video, because I didn't want to show all of that throughout. If you heard that was my phone, sorry about that. I didn't want to do all the swatching on camera because I feel like that would take too long, because like I said, I have a huge thing of Sharpies, and I wanted to just have the art piece, because I'm sure you guys don't want to watch me swatch a bunch of different pinks. And whenever I go in with marker, and if you want to try marker, I would definitely try going in a direction. Like here, I feel like I shouldn't have. Actually, I feel like in this case, I feel like you should follow the lines of your design, because if you follow it and you make it look more intentional, it'll definitely look better. Thankfully, Sharpies are forgiving, and like I said, I was drawing at a weird angle because I'm used to tilting what I'm doing. Because like I said, later on, her cloak got a little wonky when I was trying to make those outlines. Though I'm gonna blame my cat, Minxie. But I feel like people don't like markers as much to draw color with it, because they feel like they can't get value or depth. But I like doing more flat art, and I like the more bold colors, though sometimes it is annoying when I can't get a light value. And people have told me to try alcoholic, oh my god, no, not alcoholic, alcohol markers, but it's alcohol based, and alcohol evaporates. Like, I'm gonna assume it's not like alcohol, I'm gonna assume it's like rubbing alcohol, which evaporates. So, I've also heard that it evaporates, and I'm not really doing temporary art. I want this to stay. You know what I mean? By all means, if you do, maybe one day I'll try alcohol markers. I have nothing against them. Oh, and then this is me going in with the green to go with the pink, because I always imagine pink and green going together, and I had to find like the perfect green to go with her hair. I would have been so upset if I hadn't found it, but I feel like this color was really nice. It suited her really well, and it went with the pink very nicely, I think. Usually I don't like doing complementary colors, because to me they look awful. Like blue and orange, no, we're not, no. But it definitely depends on what context you're putting in it as well, especially like values and stuff. Because don't get me wrong, you can definitely do values and it'll look nice, but I'm not putting bright yellow and bright purple together. It's not happening. I feel like it's finding that balance of colors that you want, and I'm so glad I found that. So, as you can see, I'm also doing like the lines that I said I usually do. And as I'm doing it, I try to be very quick. Like you'll see when I do the belt, I try to be very quick, because when you're doing, for example, Sharpies, you want to make sure that whatever you're drawing, if you want it to look nice and smooth, I feel like this color didn't come out as smooth, probably because it's a very light color. But as you see the belt, I'll go down the belt, and then I try to quickly go down the other side so I can get them together, because you want to color over them while it's wet, I want to say, but obviously it's not like wet, it's marker, but you know what I mean, hopefully. You want to do that so that it blends a lot nicer together, because otherwise you're going to have these really weird lines that like don't match up, or they're going to look darker, and obviously you don't want that. The nice thing about using markers, especially when you're doing like hair or fabric, is that, again, it's very forgiving, because obviously fabric has texture, so even if you don't intentionally do it, you're kind of giving it more texture and value, and it kind of just works out, especially if you make it intentional. Alright, we're almost done with that green. Just quick couple 100 more lines now. I like drawing. And I mean, obviously I like drawing, but ooh, I'm a little out of frame there. Okay, time skip. Ooh, that's a terrible time skip. You'll see I went back with so obviously, like I said, now I'm doing her cloak, and you can see that I went back with her belt. I had went over it with white paint, and then kind of made the lines. Yeah, that was me testing to see if it was good. Definitely be careful if you do this, because I actually, if you'll probably watch me do it. You will watch me do it if you're watching the video. I just go right over those lines. Please don't do that if you're doing this. Even if you do it with Sharpie. I was confident it was dry, and even though it was dry, I think it got a little So, oh, there's Minxie. Yeah, she, as soon as I turned my phone on to record, she started meowing, and I'm like, oh my god. But I love her. She'll actually sit next to me. Yeah, and I have to move the paint palette that has paint in it. But she settles down and she sits with me for a little while. I just gotta draw over her now. So yeah, I feel like you can't really see it so much in the video, but I feel like there are definitely areas where I get a little with when I'm doing it with the marker, but if you look, and if you do it nice and evenly, you know, like I said, you can make it look intentional or make it look like texture, which, you know, is absolutely great. That was me testing to make sure I could put my hand over it. It's kind of weird to watch. I feel like to watch it in 2 times speed, because I was definitely not coloring this fast, but it's kind of interesting. Oh yeah, I had to go in with the middle of the belt because I had painted that, because I messed it up, so I had to go back and paint it. So I was like waiting for it to dry, and then I had to go over it obviously with the Sharpie, the outline. Oh, that was me leaving to go find a yellow marker. Oh my god, how long did it take? Oh, there we go. That was definitely a Crayola gel marker. Not gonna lie, it was the first one I could find. But it worked fine. Oh, and that is I have like all my skin colors and my shiny markers. My not markers, they're not markers, they're colored pencils. They're like metallic. Oh my god. Finally, they're metallic colored pencils. Okay. And I don't think it shows up too well on screen. It kind of looks just gray, which is fine. But I went in with a silver. That was me rolling it back up. And then I was about to go in to do her name with just Sharpie, and then I went no. I was like, let's not do that. What was What was I doing? Oh yeah, I went to go grab the Sharpie, and then I was like, oh wait, I was like, let me sketch it out first. It's like, that would be the smart thing to do. And something I also love doing, I love doing the lettering. Oh my god, I love doing lettering. Trying different styles and different variations. So, I'm kind of impressed that I was able to do it. Like I said, because usually I'll tilt things to the side. So, I'm kind of impressed that I managed to do it from that angle. Probably moved my chair, I wouldn't be surprised. Oh. Was I? Oh yeah, from her hair. Back end. Touch that up a little bit. Why am I holding my paintbrush like that? The heck? Oh, there we go. That looks normal. Like I was doing before. Then just erasing her name. Or not her name. No, erasing her name. Erasing the pencil lines. I was just going and like touching. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. Bad, don't do that. Don't do that. Oh yeah, and then I got a little brown on her dress. Yeah. And I didn't know what to do. So I was just kind of staring at it and wondering if there's anything else. So I just touched up some of the lines, made them a little bit sharper. I don't think I knew what to do with my hands after that. That was interesting.